we're at the track yesterday, and Tyler's like, this was yesterday, right? Yeah. We're doing some reels, and he's like, okay. I just need you to like say these couple words. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What kind of reel is it? So he shows it to me, and it's the one where the mentally handicapped guy's like, hey, Ty, am I gonna die? And then the other character, Tyler, goes, yeah, we're all going to die. And he's like, fully articulate. And I'm like, wait a sec, you want me to be the... And he's like, well yeah.
Yeah, it's when we go out on do our hard enduro rides.
Wow. That's all I have to say is wow.
Do we miss a clap?
Honestly.
You missed a clap. It's too late. We should have synced it up.
Oh well. Missed the clap.
I'm gonna be silent in this one.
I moved my cord over. So
okay, yeah. I don't understand how that's notable, but all right.
Airways to throw your hands.
That is fair. That's fair. I did ninja chop it. Slappers.
Yeah.
So here we are again.
Boom.
Yeah. Last show we talked about the World Vet Championships. Kind of did a recap from Ricky's point of view, being a first race you've ever done.
Yep.
Yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. And again, truly, right from the heart, bud. Kudos for doing that, because that is, dude, I don't even know, like, what Muay Thai thing would I have to go into to even compare to that? And I'm like, this is my first Muay Thai fight.
Oh, you'd be fighting in Bangkok or something cool.
There you
like
go. Yeah. I'm fighting in Bangkok.
Ooh,
sign it up.
Stadium.
Line it up.
All right.
No training. Send it in. Slappers only.
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it.
You feel like you're gonna say something?
I'm like, I hear these. Dude, I hear stand up so people can see you're blanket on right now.
Ricky's currently wearing a blanket as like half.
Yes. He won't wear a tutu, but he'll wear a blanket.
Wow, that's very 90-year-old grandma of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. My lap's cold.
Wow.
There he is, like later on, just knitting.
Yeah.
You need to plug that Patreon so we can get a heater in here.
What? A heater?
Yeah, get off the wallet.
Yeah, we do kind of need a heater, don't we? Yeah, we should. Yeah. So head over to the Patreon.
Just
yeah.
Give a few bucks. We need a
Speaking
heater.
of the Patreon, what is this whole thing that we're doing here?
This is a Fit4moto Academy podcast where we talk about all things moto.
Nailed it.
Boom. And a whole bunch of other stuff.
Okay, well, he fell off the rails there, but the first part was good.
Yeah,
the first part was good.
Potential.
Well, I wouldn't go. Don't fill his head with nonsense.
You have to try and make him feel good, but yeah,
tear me down to build me up.
Well,
something like that.
I don't know if we can build, but that's fine.
Shit, so
yeah. So anyway, so here we are.
Episode.
I have a question. Who cares
21.
anymore? Forget it. Whatever.
There are people who care.
Episode 97.
Might just be Tyler.
Million. Jillion. I have a question before we get started.
Yep.
Now, on the drive home from the World Vets, we got talking about this. We actually got into a pretty deep conversation because we had 24 hours and a lot of Krispy Kreme donuts. Did we tell you about those?
It was...
Well, no, you guys didn't.
Oh, no, I did, didn't I?
Well, earlier today.
Yeah, I did. I filled him in on a donut sitch, which, by the way, he just finished the last one.
I ate that donut.
Literally today.
What?
That 2-week-old donut, and it was good still. It was so good.
Share.
Yeah, so we go into a gas station to get some. It was in like Mesquite, Nevada, and Ricky was having some trouble bubbles, so he goes in to the bathroom, and I'm like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab a coffee." Walk by the Krispy Kremes; those look pretty good. So I grabbed. It was like a 3 or 4 pack, something like that, and I'm like, "Oh, this will be good." So then when he comes out, we got some donuts to eat for the next. I think from Mesquite is 22 hours or something.
Yeah,
home.
for the next 22 hours, no big deal.
Yeah, so. I go in the van, I'm num eating some stuff and drinking my coffee, and here comes Rick with another 6 donuts. And I'm like, oh, dude, well, I'm going to feel like garbage. And true enough, by the time we actually got home, it was like, 5 or 6 in the morning. The last hour, I was still eating a chocolate bar on the drive, and I just felt like crap, dude. Yeah. Like I felt so bad, but I couldn't stop because it's good.
Yeah, so good.
Yeah. I forget where I was even going with it.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
question.
right. Question. So we listened to lots of podcasts along the way. One of the podcasts that we talked about was about UFOs.
Yes.
Okay. Now, I know this has nothing to do with moto, but it's a super fascinating topic to me because of people's differing opinions on this.
And to be fair, I said all things moto and other stuff.
It's true. He
This
did
is
say
the other
other
stuff.
things. He did
Other
say other
things?
things.
Yeah.
So this won't be the whole episode. I can promise the people listening or watching, but I just think it's a neat topic. So I just real quick, Tyler, give me your thoughts on UFOs. Real or no?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well,
that's wishy-washy
Yeah.
gray.
That is super gray. It is super
50-50.
gray. If you say yes, I want to know hard facts on where you at with this. Like why yes? And if you say no, okay, bro, how are you explaining all the stuff that's been going on with the Tic Tac videos and all these other things?
Tic Tac?
Yeah, the Tic Tac
TikTok?
thing. No, it's a Tic Tac, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The government released videos, dude, about a Tic Tac thing zipping around. Navy pilots couldn't explain it. Dude, you need to listen to the pod.
Come on.
Yeah,
You need to catch
I have
up.
no intel on this.
You got to catch up a little
situation.
bit.
I'm like,
Okay, so you're coming in blind. That's
Yeah.
fair. You still can't be gray, though. So is it a yes or no? And if it's a yes, I want some proof. And if it's a no, tell me why you don't believe in anything ever.
teacher, that don't really care. It doesn't involve dirt bikes.
Wow.
Well, okay, so
I
what?
think it's
So
super
an
neat.
alien being comes down and you're going to be like, bro, do you even ride?
I've
Yeah,
got
pretty
this
much.
fusion-powered dirt bike for you, and you're like, nah, I don't want it.
In my
Nah.
pit. Get it. A double tap will happen. I think it honestly, I think it's super neat how people attach certain things and try to explain it.
Okay,
Right? So
you're
it's like,
kind
you're
of,
like,
dude, you're
you see
being
something and
wishy.
you're like, oh, like, this is why this and this, right? But you're like, well, then there's also this whole other list. Honestly, unless I actually see something like hard, like a
None of what
spaceship
you're
landing
saying
in
is
my
making
front
sense.
entrance.
That is so
No.
gray.
That's worse than me last
It's a 50-50.
last
It
episode.
was.
You guys are
Okay, so give me a good example as it relates to unidentified flying. What were they calling them in the pod again?
You unidentified aerial phenomenon, UAP
UAV? No.
phenomenon, UAP. I think.
Was it phenomenal? They're still using that word?
Yeah.
you guys are sounding wish-washy here.
Dude, we listened to it. We are tuned into this right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, we're
Okay,
so
now you
switched
can't
on.
We had a
Get the
pretty
name
good
right.
conversation on the drive about UFOs.
Yeah.
So you don't even know. So Rick, where are we at with the
Yeah.
UFOs? Yay or nay after we listen
they
to all
gonna be
this
probing us?
evidence and all this like to back it up, and then but then also there's the other side.
So universe,
real?
galaxy, whatever is massive. I think there's
Well,
stuff out there.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, we might just be on a square little flat Earth. Who knows? Yeah, I think the world's big, or the universe is big enough that there's stuff out there. I just don't know if they want to come and probe us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what it was. That's what the pod was. It was the Joe Rogan pod where he talks to he's the
nuclear-
scientist that worked at Area 51. What the heck is his name again?
Shoot.
I can't remember. So he talks about and this story's been out since like the 70s or 80s or something. So he talks to a guy that worked at Area 51. Now they had 9 craft. Okay. He got to go in one of the craft and he talks about his experience. Now, is he crazy? Probably yes. Did he work at Area 51? Maybe. I don't know.
Bob Lazar.
Bob Lazar, that's the one. That's the one.
I didn't see the documentary he has. I gotta watch that
Oh,
too.
you should watch that. Yeah. Clearly somebody has homework to do to join the conversation.
Yep.
I'm very left over now. I'm like, it is cool. But
Okay.
I don't know, you guys haven't turned me like it sounds like you guys
need
just fell
to-
asleep on the side of the
Well,
road.
no. So here's the thing: is that
Maybe have your sugar high from all your
we
donuts.
listened to the Lazar story, right? And there was another one we listened to too about UFOs or something. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, here's the thing: there's some good arguments on both sides. I'm with Ricky though. I think like if there is some life, and I do believe there is life elsewhere. They're probably, maybe some sort of creatures, but do I think they have giant green heads and are beaming down to us? Probably not. Do I think for whatever reason they chose the United States specifically to drop 9 aircraft and nowhere else in the world? Probably not.
That we know of.
Probably
Allegedly.
well, allegedly. Allegedly. I mean, who knows? Maybe Russia has some sort of Area 51 equivalent. You know what I mean?
Area 52.
I like that. Area
It is
54.
actually in
See what they did there?
52.
Yeah.
Just took it up a notch.
Boom.
Area 59. I can keep going.
I can do this all day long.
Okay, well, that was underwhelming.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah.
No,
Thanks, Ty.
I totally. I think there's
Well, no.
other stuff out there.
it's-
I don't think we're that important. to
No, that's just
keep
what we
stopping
said.
at us here.
That's just
Yeah.
what we said, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also had no hard facts when you guys said this. You're just like, yeah, we think there's stuff out there, but
That is a hard fact.
Hard fact.
We do think there is.
where's the evidence? Lay it down. I haven't even seen the link to this podcast yet.
It's an old
Why isn't it in
one.
my DM?
He was on a while ago. Yeah.
So
Yep. And the new Unsolved Mysteries season on Netflix has a UFO episode.
no, I don't have Netflix,
Oh.
so
I'll
That's
give you my
probably why.
password.
Yeah, I can't do that. Cracking down.
Oh, yeah.
Criminal.
How dare you?
tell you what,
Man, I remember
I'll
when
sit
I...
outside the tree and just peer through you.
He's like, dude,
Yes.
don't worry. I just watch
I
what
got
you
this.
watch because I'm watching.
Just put it on tonight. I'll see it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's cold out there.
So when I was a kid, I remember the satellite thing. Pirating satellite was a
You could
massive
do that?
deal. Yeah.
I didn't know you could do that.
There were ads on TV and the radio about how it's bad and you should report people, and they'd...
What?
Yeah.
How do you pirate satellite?
I don't know.
Some intergalactic
Wormhole? Oh,
wormholes,
here we go.
maybe?
Little gray alien's
Yeah.
gonna pirate that for
See?
you.
Here we go. Have you ever seen Men in Black?
Yeah.
Based on fact.
Based
True story.
Yeah. It's
Paul.
based off a true story.
Well, Paul.
Yeah, that is an awesome movie, dude. That's so good.
So good.
Yeah, I love that show.
Movie.
Okay, well, movie, whatever.
Program. It's a wonderful program.
Some wonderful stories.
So now that
Gonna watch
we've
my
wasted 12
stories.
minutes, people's
Wow, already 12 minutes in. Okay, wow. So kind of what I was thinking we were going to chat about is something that you've experienced a couple times, Rick, and I feel like some other people might be able to relate to this.
Yeah, so close to the end of the season, the nice riding season we had here, I was putting in lots of time trying to get a ton of seat time, and I'd notice I'd come back after 3-4 days a week, and I would get super frustrated because I was trying to ride the same level I was last time I was out. And yeah, just wanted to get your advice on that.
Right. So so you'd be practicing one day, you'd come back, say the next weekend or something. Tyler's just out to lunch right now.
He's had too much rocket fuel.
You'd come back, and then you try and pick up essentially where you left off.
Yeah, and I'd find I'd just get frustrated. I kept screwing things up, and it wasn't until you gave me some good advice that really sunk in that I was able to start doing better.
Right.
What was the vice?
Well, hold on. We'll get to it.
Yeah, right after this commercial break.
We're not. No one cares enough for us to have commercials.
Can we make one up?
Yeah, absolutely. Get right now. Do a commercial. No, see, it's already done.
Yeah,
You can't do that and then not do it.
yeah. I got nothing. I'm not that fast.
So, well, that's for
Quick
sure.
on my feet.
Yeah, you're light on your toes though. So, but I think that's something that a lot of people can relate to, because I know even for me, for a long, long time, until I figured out what the good advice was, I would do the same thing. I'd get to the track, and even honestly in the woods, I found this year doing the same thing, which is weird because I kind of had to start all over again in the woods in a lot of ways, because a lot of the techniques that I took from moto, I just went out the window, like mental techniques.
Yeah.
They kind of went out the window when I went into woods because it was all new to me again, you know? And I caught on after time, but surely initially it was definitely not the case. So I think there's a lot of, it's pretty common for a lot of people, I think, that they get to the track and they're like, well, last week I felt really, really good. And I was going this fast when I was done and I was keeping up to this guy or whatever the case is. And in the woods, I know it's like, dude, well, last week I did this hill, no problem. And then I hit one little 5 centimeter tree and I go flying off the bike or something, So I just feel like it's a pretty relatable topic. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Is this something that's unique to moto? Because let's say I'm working out, whatever I'm lifting, the next time I come back, whether it's days, a week later, I'll be able to do pretty much start right where I left off, if not do a little bit better. Same with running. Like I'll go run a 5K, give it a week, a few days. I'll be able to match my time, if not a little bit better each time. So it's
because you're a physical Adonis.
No, I think that's the case with most people.
If you have to fill out a memo at work, the next time you come back to the memo, is it easier to fill out?
Yeah.
Okay, well then, that probably tracks. No, but I think you're right. I think it is something that probably applies to a lot of life that way, right? I don't know. I feel like there are some things that would apply the same. I don't think it's particular just to moto. Maybe it's just highlighted in moto, or I don't know. Maybe if you're doing tennis or soccer or whatever, I feel like that'd probably be the same. I've never done those sports. I've never been a sports guy ever. I literally don't even know the rules to a single sport, not one. I don't know how to play them.
Yeah, but I imagine like soccer, you go out and you soccer so hard for a half an hour, and then a week later you come out and you can probably soccer just as hard.
Could you though, or are your feet gonna get all twixed up?
I don't know, man. I think you're good.
I don't know. I feel like you'd need the reps.
Yeah.
Tyler's input, yeah. He's just we're going. He's like, yeah.
Dude, I find with moto, like after a week, I have to start so much further back than where I left off.
So, like, how long have you been training at the gym though? Like your entire life, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since he was in the womb.
So you have all the muscle memory. Right. Well, he was born naturally gifted like this.
Well,
but again, moto, right? Like you learn it. You ride for 4 or 5 hours, and then you literally stop for 6 days.
Yeah.
5 or 6 days, right? And then you're back on it. So it's like, again, your body has to have that or you don't have that muscle memory yet to actually get back into it. And even then, there's like, at least moto, like, or even like dirt biking in general, the conditions are always changing, right? Like track's not always going to be the same, right? Different moisture, different temperatures, yeah.
Yeah, that was wise.
But I don't want to throw you under a bus, Tyler. But
started off very wise and then died real fast.
Oh my God, what a goat this thing is. I love it. Sorry, go ahead.
I don't want to throw you under a bus, but I've watched you at your hard enduro track, and it takes you a while to get warmed up.
Yeah.
Ooh, shots fired, everyone.
Save my potential.
Shots fired.
And there's the guys like, oh, I'm just warming up my bike, and oh, my clutch needs to be warm, and no, you just, I don't know, have to warm up for a while.
Time?
Yeah, until you don't suck all of a sudden, and then all of a sudden you're riding up 6 foot walls.
Yeah.
What if? Riddle me this. What if this analogy comes into play? Very simply put, if you take 3 steps forward and you take 1 step back every time you go, right? So you learn a little bit, and then when you have time off the bike, you take a step back, but you're always a little bit further ahead than you were the last time that you rode.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Definitely.
So the more experienced you get, the less backwards you go when you don't ride. Because there's some dudes that can 3 months off the bike, get back on, and they're still screaming fast.
Yep.
So I feel like just the more experience you get, the less backwards you go if you have a break. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Does that make everyone happy?
Sure. What do you talk about?
Yeah. So that being said, what is the advices that you learned that can help with that? Because like I said, I think a lot of people can relate.
So for me, it was
not being a puss because you got a helmet on.
You got a helmet on. Let's go.
That is getting way too much airtime on our pod, by the way. We should be getting paid for that.
We need to do a shout out to him and his company. I just forget the rest of the t-shirt.
Too. Yeah. That's what I remembered about it.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry.
Don't ride where you were last time. Dial it down a whole bunch. Don't
ride where you were, like a different location?
No, at the same skill level.
Oh, okay. So let's flesh that a bit.
Where I finished riding Saturday, was I peaked. I was riding really well. So a week later comes, don't try and ride there. Just take those 2 steps back and slowly work up to there.
There's just a long pause. People like,
Yeah.
Is the podcast still playing?
No, it's paused.
Yeah. Tyler, thoughts?
Yeah. So
Valuable input.
yeah.
I thought that advice was awesome and it worked for me. And I found myself getting really frustrated because I wanted to be as fast as I was last time, right out of the gate, and it takes a while for me to warm up because I am still learning all the basics. So once I was warm, I found I warmed up quicker and I got
Like his legs.
better.
When he's warm like his legs with his shirt on.
My
Sorry.
shawl. It's a shawl.
Eyes up here. Okay.
Yeah, no, I agree. Ty?
Yeah. So now that I'm distracted again. I don't know, especially as you get you become more of a senior in the sport, you come up with little techniques. So
Is there a senior discount?
There should be.
Is there a senior discount?
yeah.
To be fair, we're much older.
Yeah. So when you first started to race, I was 1 year old.
Well, that's
Yeah.
embarrassing.
Yeah. So anyways, on that note, so you come up with little steps on things you do to warm up. And so you're again, I wish people would watch these on YouTube instead of just listen to us. So again, another distraction. Yeah, you have little things that you do to warm up. So on the bike or warm up the clutch. So it's you're not going to stall and you're not going to get frustrated right away. Oh, you take
I'm taking a picture of what he's wearing so that when I put out, hey, new podcast up, I'm putting this picture up. That's the thumbnail for it.
There we go.
Yeah. How to get not frustrated, and he's wearing a skirt.
And here I am trying to learn about warming up clutches. Thanks, Mitch.
And then also pick a couple quick, easy drills. So again, go out to the turn track and even though you haven't gone out to the main track, just go do some turns, right? Figure eights, something that is very easy and you can do very well. Just kind of get those steps in, and then you can hop onto the track and be okay and start again progressing.
What if you can't do it well?
What?
What if you can't do it well?
Oh, well, that's his problem, not mine.
No, that's actually a really good point. In all seriousness, I think that's a great idea. So, yeah, absolutely. If you jump onto the turn track, why are you gazing at him like that? That was really creepy.
He has to look somewhere.
If you jump onto, totally a turn track, something like that, and. Dude,
you asked for it, man. You asked for it.
I'm just paying attention. I'm trying to read your lips, but your mustache is too big.
Wow. This has gone completely to pot. No one's even listening anymore. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think you're probably right. And that is, it's a good idea to learn, to start on some stuff that you know. So turn track, just loosen up a little bit where there's no pressure to try and go fast on the track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yep. He's broken.
Does he need to be excused? But I also think another point or another tip that would help you not be quite so frustrated is just I can't even look at him. Is exactly that. So when I get out on the track, I will start off, doing standing laps, and I talk about that a lot, and trying to go pretty slow, right? Really don't try and get out there and just rip on it. Go slow. But also people are like, oh, that's cool. I'll go slow for a lap or two. And then they try and give her the beans and they end up getting frustrated because they feel like they can't ride the bike. To Tyler's point, the track is ever changing. The surface is changing. The dirt conditions are changing. Lots of stuff changes, right? So for me, honestly, go out and do 30 minutes to an hour is probably what it's going to take you to get to where you feel like you peaked at the last time that you rode. But you have to be willing to give yourself the time to get there. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I find with myself, it took even longer than half an hour to an hour to get warmed up to get where I'm peaking.
Totally, yeah, and that that's probably an experience level thing too. So for me, I know if I go out and do say 5 laps, that generally I'll start to feel pretty good. If I try and go fast at any point in those 5 laps, I will get pissed off and I will get arm pump because I'm not there yet. I'm not warmed up enough mentally and physically. I'm not warmed up enough. Right. Whereas at the end of the day, I'm throwing down consistently for 45 minutes. I'm throwing down within half a second to a second of lap times for that entire 45 minutes. That's because I'm mentally and physically warmed up, right? You know what the track conditions are going to be. You're going to be able to handle it and kind of deal with it as it comes.
Yeah, and that's kind of difficult to do when you have to exercise restraint, because I didn't get on dirt bikes to go really slow. So to get on there and do slow laps, like I know I am a slow rider, but... No,
I know what you mean.
Yeah, for me to go slow, even slower than what I'm capable of, it's tough to do.
It is because you want to get out there and you want to get better really bad.
Totally.
Right? So... In your mind, you're like, well, if I get on the track and I go slow, how is this helping me? Right?
But it works. It really
absolutely does. Yeah.
Yeah. I just had such a better time riding after that once I was warmed up, rather than just fighting it and trying to go fast right out of the gate.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think that's a really good couple ways. Anything else, Tyler, you can think of for like, you talked about turn tracks, provided some valuable input. What else? What else do you do if you feel like you're riding like crap? Like let's say you do the turn track, and let's say you do 5 laps or whatever longer to get warmed up. Yeah. And that day you just, because we do have those days too. You have days where you just feel like you can't ride a bike to save your life. And for me, that was yesterday. Like it was like nothing I did on the bike felt good. It felt like I haven't ridden one in forever.
So what do you do on a day like that? So if I have a day like that at the gym, I can always find something. I'll just go jog on the treadmill. I don't have to finish a workout. But if you're out there biking, you've driven an hour or two to get there, what do? Do you just force it, or?
I don't think you can force it.
No, like I'll think about it this way. So it depends where I am in my training throughout that week and stuff like that. But if I've already done my days of like practicing, just like certain drills, then I will tough it out and be like, okay, like dial it back. But like, again, you're not going to be able to race always at 100%. So this is time for you to adapt on how to overcome or even just strive through, riding half-ass. Or let's say like it's early in the week. I'm like, you know what? Just having a bad day. I'm going to, instead of going pounding in laps and motos, I'm just going to go pick a couple drills, like start off with easy ones I really love, and just go do those. Even though I'm really good at them, just go start there, and then I'll start to like another situation. Are you sure I'm going to let some ducks go or something?
So what are you doing? Why are you taking your pants off?
Why do you keep distracting us like this?
I don't mean to. The blanket's bunched under my left leg, and it's fallen asleep, and it's got tinglies now.
Wow. Sorry, continue, Ty. Pick something that you find really easy.
Warm.
I'm a man. I don't need it. I'm a man. I'm almost 40.
Well, I'm not even going to make the comment. Anyways.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So just picking like certain things and kind of...
It's so funny because you can't hear what Ricky and I can hear. Yeah. No, I agree. I think that's a really good thing. And I do something that would be similar. So yesterday is a really good example of this. Felt like I couldn't ride to save my life. And I felt like there was one corner that I just kept screwing up every time. Mm-hmm. What?
No, sorry. Go on.
So I just looped around a bunch of times and hit it over and over and over and over. So even though I feel like crap doing the laps or trying to do my normal riding, maybe there's one section I can look at and go, this one in particular is crappy for me today. Mm-hmm. I'm just going to hit this over and over and over until I feel like I'm maybe not crushing it, but at least getting better at it, right? And leave on a positive note that way.
And that's what I was going to ask. Did you find that you improved on that corner, or it just kept getting worse because you're...
I found I stayed the same.
Oh, okay.
But the last couple times I did it were better. And so that's what I left on. It wasn't great. It was, especially compared to today. Today I was way faster in the corner, but compared to what I was doing on it, it was an improvement. So I left it on that high note. And I thought, okay, well, at least I did a couple reps of that to kind of work through that in my head and try and get a little better.
I also think it's like the mindset of, you go out there and like things aren't clicking. That doesn't mean it's a bad thing though.
How
right?
so?
You're starting to notice things that like you can improve on, right?
Okay.
I don't know, like like I'm sorry, but like even a bad day on a dirt bike is still a good day.
Oh,
right?
100%. Yeah.
I'd have to agree with you there.
To win, like I'll go out there and like, yeah, you know, ride like shit. But I'm like, I went out there and I still rode.
Yeah, totally. And that's a really good point. Keep it in context, right? You're still riding a dirt bike, dude. So maybe you weren't cornering as well as you wanted to or whatever. Really, you're still riding a dirt bike.
Yeah.
Right. That's a really good point.
Yeah, and there's a whole bunch of other like little data files that like you didn't realize like that you're actually storing, right? But like you're still working on throttle acceleration, like and braking, body positioning, and even though like you're not thinking about because like you weren't making a turn, but you're still getting all these other things kind of working for you.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people again they just focus on what's holding them back or like why they're not feeling good, and they just focus on it so much. I'm like, well, there's so much other stuff that was helping you, right? Or positive stuff. It's just
Totally. Yeah.
changing that mindset.
Yeah. And again, to your point, that's something I did yesterday. As an example, was I worked on hand placement on the bars, like more of an angle on my hands, get my elbows out, you know, coming into corners and things like that. So even though I couldn't do anything else right yesterday, I did try and work on a couple things where I need to work on those anyway, right? It's not even just yesterday I was riding like crap. Like just in general, I need to work on some technique, and I feel like most everyone does, certainly. So yeah, I think using moments like that to go, you know what, maybe today just isn't my day. Because I do think if you force it, then you're really going to get yourself into trouble. You're going to get hurt, or, you know, something's going to happen, you know? Yeah. So, I mean, what was your experience, Rick, when you tried to force it? What happened?
I crashed.
Okay. Very great.
This conversation.
Yeah. Tipped over in a corner, got frustrated.
Yeah.
And I think I came and cried to you guys.
Yeah. And it doesn't help, right? Like it
No.
doesn't help the matter to try and force it. It doesn't, you can't just force your way through it and then all of a sudden it'll get better.
Totally. And then, you know, I'm kind of stubborn. So that happened. I'm like, well, I'm just going to go ride more. I'll fix the problem. Then I make more mistakes. I get more frustrated. And yeah, it just keeps going around and around that way.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man, I think that's a couple really good points on, you know, if you get frustrated when you first start riding, how you can kind of work through that. I think those things should help you out.
Yep.
Yeah. My nose is dripping because it is so cold in here.
Dude, it's not that cold.
freezing.
It's like +4 out.
Yeah, and
People
it's
are like, oh my God, it's
10,
wet?
minus 10 in here. It was way warmer outside than it is in here.
Okay. Well,
Staying home and playing video games.
yeah, making you
weak.
soft.
It is.
You're weak.
Yeah.
Fired.
How about that?
You can't do that. Okay,
We
where
still be Facebook friends though.
Yeah.
where can people find you, Rick?
Ninja Dust on Instagram.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good
Cool,
name.
cool, cool.
Give me a like. I'd appreciate it.
Yeah, send it. Check out some of Ricky's reels from the World Vets.
Yeah.
T-Dog, where can they find you?
Tyler_Wentland
Wait, when to London?
141.
When to London? WENALZQ.
M-P-A. There's a silent something.
Nailed it.
Close, very close.
No, but real spell it because it is confusing.
So Wend,
Yeah.
and then land, put the T. So WEND
Yeah, right.
LANE
Okay.
T.
T is silent.
So
I got it. The T and the D are silent. Wendland.
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 The last D is more silent.
I like
More
it. More
silent. So
Sweet.
wishy-washy.
So
You did the
Tyler
first
_Wendland 141.
Yeah, 141.
Right on.
Nice. Mitchie, where you at?
Fit4moto. Pretty straightforward.
Cool.
Yep. That's across all the platforms.
Nice. And how do we get heat in here?
First of all, you got to sprinkle some MAN on it.
I left that at home.
Aren't you a hunter?
Yeah, how do you hunt?
Fair weather.
I only fill the
you
freezer
go
when
to
it's nice.
When it's nice out.
Yeah.
You gotta eat more donuts.
Dude, yeah, we should have some of those for the next pod. Yeah, head over to the website, Fit4moto.com, FITFOURMOTO.com. There's some free fitness stuff on there for you. There's links to podcasts. There's links to the Patreon, where there's subscriber-only videos and lots of training things.
So I think my problem is I'm using that free workout and I'm leaning out and losing weight and I'm not as fat anymore. So I'm not as warm.
Dude, you're like legit shivering.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Well, we better wrap this up then and get you some hot cocoa, my
What
friend.
about the Patreon? Give us money for heat.
Ricky wants money for a heater in the garage.
Please.
Dude, I could be wearing flip-flops.
Yeah.
I could be hiding in a snowbank.
How dare you guys?
All right. Well, we'll wrap it up because I think the camera battery is probably going to die anyway.
Awesome.
Cool.
Oh.
Thanks everyone for listening and watching, and we appreciate you, man. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye
everybody.
bye, everyone.